Hi friends, welcome. I am Dr. Satish Belamkar with a learning episode on cosmetics. So take a look on what we are going to study today. In Module 1, Introduction to Cosmetics and their applications. Module 2, Origin and Development of Cosmetic Sciences. Module 3, Basic Knowledge of Skin. Module 4, Role of Hormones and Vitamins in Skin Nutrition. Let's begin with our first module, Module 1, Introduction to Cosmetics and their applications. Cosmetics in general are substances that are used to groom and beautify the body, to contribute to a person's sense of well-being and to enhance their feelings of attractiveness. Since ancient times, mankind has explored ways of beautifying the body, including face painting and wearing ornate headdress and jewelry. The Pharmaceutical Affairs Act defines cosmetics as follows: articles with mild action on the human body, which are intended to be applied to the human body through rubbing, sprinkling or other methods aiming to clean, beautify and increase the attractiveness, alter the appearance or to keep the skin or hair in good condition. Cosmetics are classified into perfume and eau cologne, including fragrance, makeup cosmetics, including foundation creams, lipsticks and eye makeup, skin care cosmetics including facial cream, skin lotion, skin milk and cleansing cream, hair care products including hair dye, shampoo and hair treatment, and special purpose cosmetics including sunscreen. Under the Act, soaps are classified as cosmetics. Module 2, Origin and Development of Cosmetic Sciences. Although cosmetics for the purpose of beautifying, perfuming, cleansing or rituals have existed since the origin of civilization, only in the 20th century has great progress been made in the diversification of products and functions and in the safety and protection of the consumer. Before 1938, cosmetics were not regulated as drugs, and cosmetology could often be considered as a way to sell dreams rather than objective efficacy. Safety for consumers was also sometimes precarious. Subsequently, the FDA, through the Federal Food and Drug and Cosmetic Act, regulated cosmetics that were required to be safe for the consumer. With industrialization, many new ingredients from several industries, oleo and petrochemical, food etc., were used in preparation of cosmetics, offering a list of new functions and forms. Currently, cosmetics intend not only to improve the appearance or odor of the consumer, but also to benefit their target, whether it is the skin, hair, nail, mucous membrane or tooth. With this functional approach, products became diversified and started to claim a multitude of biologic actions. The cosmetic market then greatly extended with millions of consumers worldwide. The competitive environment pushed manufacturers to promise more to the consumers and to develop cosmetic products of better quality and higher efficacy. Today, many cosmetic products aim at hydrating the skin, reducing or slowing the signs of aged skin, and protecting the skin barrier and the skin in its entity against the multitude of daily environmental aggressions. For cosmetic products to support these activities, raw materials became more efficacious, safe, bioavailable and innovative, while remaining affordable. With the continuous improvement of basic sciences and the development of new sciences, new sources for pure raw material have been found. Raw materials are not only produced from natural sources and are highly purified, but they can also be specifically synthesized or even produced from genetically manipulated microorganisms. However, the availability and use of these sophisticated and active ingredients are not always sufficient for them to be optimally delivered to their targets and to sustain their activity. The cosmetic vehicle is also crucial to obtain this effect, and the role of the formulator is to combine the right ingredient to the appropriate vehicle. Cosmetology has thus become a science in its own, and the cosmetologist is not only a formulator chemist anymore, but also a real life scientist who needs to fully understand the interaction of his or her products and ingredients with their targets to deliver the promised benefits. Any claimed effect of a cosmetic on the skin should today find appropriate techniques for a clear demonstration. Finally, cosmetology has become a science based on the combination of various expertise domains: chemistry, physics, biology, bioengineering, dermatology, microbiology, toxicology, statistics, and many others. A history of cosmetics from ancient times. A woman without paint is like a food without salt. It is a Roman philosopher, Plautus, who told that. Civilizations have used forms of cosmetics, though not always recognizable to cosmetics users today, for centuries in religious rituals to enhance beauty and to promote good health. Cosmetic usage throughout history can be indicative of a civilization's practical concerns such as protection from the sun, class system, or of its conventions of beauty. The timeline shown on the screen represents a brief history of cosmetics usage, beginning with the ancient Egyptians in 10,000 BC up through the beginning of the 20th century. Cosmetics in the ancient world, 10,000 BC. Men and women in Egypt use scented oils and ointments to clean and soften their skin and mask body odor. Cosmetics are an integral part of Egyptian hygiene and health. Oils and creams are used for protection against the hot Egyptian sun and dry winds. Myrrh, thyme, marjoram, chamomile, lavender, lily, peppermint, rosemary, cedar, rose, aloe, olive oil, sesame oil, and almond oil provide the basic ingredients of most perfumes that Egyptians use in religious rituals. 4000 BCE. Egyptian women apply galena mesdemet made of copper and lead ore, and malachite, that is the bright green paste of copper minerals, to their faces for color and definition. They employ a combination of burnt almonds, oxidized copper, different colored copper ores, and ochre together called kohl to adorn the eyes in an almond shape. Women carry cosmetics to parties in makeup boxes and keep them under their chairs. 3000 BC. Chinese people began to stain their fingernails with gum arabic, gelatin, beeswax, and egg. The colors used represent social class. Zhou dynasty royals wear gold and silver, with subsequent royals wearing black or red. Lower classes are forbidden to wear bright colors on their nails. Grecian women paint their faces with white lead and apply crushed mulberries as rogue. The application of fake eyebrows, often made of oxen hairs, is also fashionable. 1500 BCE. Chinese and Japanese citizens commonly use rice powder to make their faces white. Eyebrows are shaved off, teeth painted gold or black, and henna dyes applied to stain hair and faces. 1000 BCE. Grecians whiten their complexion with chalk or lead face powder and fashion crude lipstick out of ochre clays laced with red iron. Early cosmetics 100 AD. In Rome, people put barley flour and butter on their pimples and sheep fat and blood on their fingernails for polish. In addition, mud baths come into vogue and some Roman men dye their hair blonde. 300 to 400 AD. Henna is used in India as a hair dye and in Mehndi, an art form in which complex designs were painted onto the hands and feet, especially before a Hindu wedding. Henna is also used in some North African cultures. Cosmetics in the Middle Ages, 1200 AD. As a result of the Crusades, perfumes are first imported to Europe from the Middle East, 1300 AD. In Elizabethan England, dyed red hair comes into fashion. Society women wear egg whites over their faces to create the appearance of a paler complexion. Yet some thought cosmetics blocked proper circulation and therefore posed a health threat. Renaissance cosmetics 1400 to 1500 AD. In Europe, only the aristocracy use cosmetics, with Italy and France emerging as the main centers of cosmetics manufacturing. Arsenic is sometimes used in face powder instead of lead. The modern notion of complex scent making evolves in France. Early fragrances are amalgams of naturally occurring ingredients. Later, chemical processes for combining and testing scents supersede their arduous and labor intensive predecessors. 1500 to 1600 AD. European women often attempt to lighten their skin using a variety of products, including white lead paint. Queen Elizabeth I of England was one well known user of white lead, with which she created a look known as the Mask of Youth. Blonde hair rise in popularity as it is considered angelic. Mixtures of black sulfur, alum and honey were painted onto the hair and left to work in the sun. 19th and early 20th century cosmetics, 1800 AD. Zinc oxide becomes widely used as a facial powder, replacing the previously used deadly mixtures of lead and copper. One such mixture, ceruse, made from white lead, is later discovered to be toxic and blamed for physical problems including facial tremors, muscle paralysis and even death. 1900 AD. In Edwardian society, pressure increases on middle-aged women to appear as young as possible while acting as hostesses. Increased but not completely open cosmetic use is a popular method of achieving this goal. Module 3, Basic Knowledge of Skin. The skin is made up of two layers, the lower layer, the dermis, and the upper layer, the epidermis. The dermis contains blood vessels, nerve endings, sweat glands, and the root of the hair follicle. The epidermis has several layers of cells. As dead ones are shed, new ones push to the surface. At the surface of the skin, cells have died and become the protein keratin, which is the same protein that hair is made of. A water content of about 10% keeps the upper layer of skin in good condition, not too dry and not too wet. The sebaceous glands of the hair follicles produce sebum, an oil which protects the skin. The skin is the largest organ of the body. Skin functions in regulating our temperature as a form of protection. It is an organ of excretion and it has receptors for touch, pressure and pain, keeping us in close contact with our environment. The skin becomes dirty when natural oils from the sebaceous glands trap dirt and hold it on the skin. Using a shower, gels and soaps is a way of removing this oily dirt from the skin. Module 4, Role of Hormones and Vitamins in Skin Nutrition. Nutrients for healthy skin. There are specific nutrients involved in keeping skin healthy, and addressing nutritional deficiencies is a good place to start in any skin condition. Essential fatty acids found in fish oil play a critical role in promoting healthy skin. They help to regulate healthy cellular function and maintain elasticity and suppleness of the skin. Essential fatty acids also help to reduce inflammation. Taking a potent, high quality fish oil can improve your skin health by improving hydration, elasticity, and reducing the inflammation. As a result, skin has improved texture and tone, leaving it looking and feeling noticeably healthier. Zinc is an important mineral for skin health. Zinc repairs damaged tissues and helps to heal wounds. Zinc deficiency can also result in immune system having poor control over the maintenance of skin. The skin is a target organ for various hormones. Sex steroids have a profound influence on both skin development and composition. Adequate levels are required to facilitate its structural integrity and functional capacity. Hormonal action requires the binding of the hormones to specific receptors. Estrogen and other hormone receptors have been detected inter alia in keratinocytes, fibroblasts, sebaceous glands, hair follicles, endocrine glands, and blood vessels. The receptors vary in density according to site, with higher concentrations of estrogen receptors in facial skin than in the skin at the pelvis or breast. Decreased sex hormones thus induce a reduction of those skin functions that are under hormonal control. In clinical terms, many females experience a sudden onset of skin aging symptoms several months after the menopause. One of the first signs which women experience is increasing skin dryness, followed by a loss of skin firmness and elasticity. The increasing looseness of the skin outweighs other symptoms such as wrinkles at this stage. These symptoms correspond to changes in collagenous and elastic fibers that have been reported to be due to estrogen deficiency. Founder of modern medicine, Hippocrates, one pillar of this teachings was, let food be your medicine and let medicine be your food. Vitamin A plays an essential role in skin's health. Vitamin A deficiency causes abnormal visual adaptation to darkness, but also dramatically affects the cutaneous biology, as dry skin, dry hair, and broken fingernails are among the first manifestations of vitamin A deficiency. This nutrient, which is stored in the liver, is found also in the skin, particularly in the sebaceous glands, known to express retinoid receptors. Retinol, that is vitamin A, carotenoids, provitamin A, and retinoids, vitamin A metabolites, are absorbed better with parallel intake of vegetable oils. Nutrients and their metabolites can influence skin hydration, hyperproliferation, and metabolism. Besides the lipophilic vitamins A, D, reports have proven that vitamin E, the other major lipophilic vitamin, is delivered onto the skin via the activity of the sebaceous gland. Numerous studies have revealed that clinical imbalances of specific essential fatty acids are associated with a variety of skin problems. Hence, dry, itchy, scaly skin is a hallmark sign of fatty acid deficiency. Another class of nutrients that derives from the diet includes minerals such as zinc, copper, and iron, known to influence anti-inflammatory and pro-inflammatory enzymes, for example, desaturases or lipoxygenases. Conclusion. I hope you found today's episode interesting and informative. Cosmetics in general are substances that are used to groom and beautify the body to contribute to a person's sense of well-being and to enhance their feelings of attractiveness. Since ancient times, mankind has explored ways of beautifying the body, including face painting and wearing ornate headdress and jewelry. The skin is a target organ for various hormones. Sex steroids have a profound influence on both skin development and composition. Adequate levels are required to facilitate its structural integrity and functional capacity. Nutrients and their metabolites can influence skin hydration, hyperproliferation and metabolism. Besides the lipophilic vitamins A and D, reports have proven that vitamin E, the other major lipophilic vitamin, is delivered onto the skin via the activity of the sebaceous gland. So, dear students, don't forget to review all of them in your self-study. If you have missed any of the module or content, you may log on to our website www.cec.nic.in to download videos, FAQs, LOR and other contents so that you can stay updated with this chapter. Keep studying.